You know, it seems like yesterday, but it was 25 years ago, and I came home from work one afternoon, and my children had some of their classmates at home doing a school project, and that was fine. And after a while, one of the classmates came up to me and introduced himself. And he said, "Hi, my name's Javier Enriquez, and I understand you're a lawyer." And I said, "Well, yes, that's true." And he said to me, "You know, one day I'm going to be a lawyer too." And I said, well, that's interesting. Well, tell me, why is it that that's what you want to do?" And he looked me right in the eye, and he said, "Because I believe in right and wrong, and I want to help people." And I said, "Well, it's very good." And so we talked for a while, and afterwards I said, "See you in court one day." Well, later that evening, I went upstairs to say goodnight to our kids, and I said to them, "You know, you're going to meet a lot of people in your life. Some of them are good, and some of them are not so good. But Javier Enriquez has a true essence, and he's one of that 1/10 of 1% of the people in the world that make it all worthwhile. And I'd like you to promise me that you will stay friends with him." And I want you to actually emulate, copy him. And so they said okay. And I'm proud to say it's probably one of the few times they actually listened to me and took my advice. But they did remain friends with Javier Enriquez. And so I got the privilege of watching him and observing him over the years. At Gulliver Academy, Javier Enriquez broke the record for community service hours. At Gulliver Prep, he was the star of the moot court program that they had in that school. He flew through the University of Miami, got a master's degree in public administration, and in law school excelled. And actually, in law school, he was one of the justices on the Supreme Court of the Student Bar Association. And when he went into private practice, it was no surprise that he and his partner, sitting over here, devoted themselves in large part to family law, helping families in crisis. And so we are so lucky here in Miami-Dade County to now have the talent and the skill of Judge Enriquez, where he will rule fairly and without fear and without favor. You know, coming in, I had the privilege of seeing Javier Enriquez among us, and I see you sitting over there, Martha. Martha, I know how hard you've worked over these years. Martha is a single mom, and I know the sacrifices that you have made for your son, and it has all been worthwhile, and you're to be congratulated. Won't you stay? Will you stand up, please? You know what? I'm sure you know, Mark, that this is not going to be the last investiture that we're going to be after Judge Enriquez. You're going to have a stellar career on the judiciary. Thank you. Well, finally, you know, I've got the privilege here of appearing on behalf of the Florida Bar, which, as you all know, is all the lawyers and all the judges in the state of Florida. And Javier Enriquez, they got to know him. You know, he was the general counsel of the Department of Children and Family Services in the state of Florida, which is a huge undertaking, by the way. And when he took that job, to share this with you, we spoke about it at a Florida bar meeting, actually, up in Boca Raton. And I said, Javier, how are you going to do this? I mean, this is such a tremendous job, and historically, it's been difficult, and it's such a big responsibility. You're going to be supervising hundreds of lawyers, and this particular agency usually kind of gets a bad rap. It's such a big responsibility. And he said he figured it out. What he was going to do was not just sit in the office and supervise. He was actually going to get on the road and try cases and lead by example. And that's what he did. He tried cases a lot, from Pensacola down to Key West, conducted hearings, and really set the bar. So I would say that the years that Javier Enriquez was general counsel of that very large agency were the best years that agency's had in recent memory. So, but it didn't go unnoticed by the Florida bar. You know, the Florida bar is headquartered right up there near the Florida Supreme Court, right near the Capitol. And so they got to know and love Javier Enriquez. They like his style. You know, he's not braggadocious, but he gets the job done. And so they normally, Florida bar does not present gifts to the incoming trial court judges. There's just so many in the state that it just would be cost prohibitive. But they're making an exception because of Javier Enriquez. And they've authorized me today to present to Judge Enriquez a gavel, and it's inscribed with today's date of this investiture, so he'll remember and always have it on his desk. And the gavel, as you all know, symbolizes the importance of the judiciary, which is the guardian of the United States Constitution, our Bill of Rights, the state of Florida Constitution, and the rule of law, and the glue that holds our democracy together. And so it's with great pride that we present this and congratulate Judge Javier Enriquez.